So I finally finished Why the Last Man, and it was still garbage. You know, getting through these last few episodes, it probably aged me a good 2 decades. This show was so bad and so garbage. I only finished it just for this video. Like, if it was up to me, I would have never revisited this show, but of course, I was kind of like strapped for video ideas. So we're just going to get right into it, I guess. And of course, they're still scrambling, trying to survive, blah, 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 blah. They have a moment, 355, I believe her name is, the big tough black woman, you know what I'm saying? That basically looks like a man. Like, bro, she has a stronger jawline than me. Like, it's utterly ridiculous. Like, and honestly, I want to touch on something. The dialogue for the show is obviously written and directed by feminists, and you can tell by the writing, and you can tell by what they're saying. Like, there's so many lines in this show that is utterly humiliating, and I can't believe they actually wrote this. Like, there was a doctor, the small Asian Dr. Man, I kid you not, that's her name. Dr. Man just so happens to be a lesbian. And it doesn't really matter, but I just wanted to point that out because there's going to be a lot of gay or closeted women in this show. At least that's what I'm going to run with because of the way these characters behave. But anyways, let us continue. So Dr. Man, she says something that it pissed me off for a good minute of the episode. Like, it almost made me want to just turn off the show. She said, and I quote, "Not everything with a Y chromosome is a man." I'm like, bro, if you don't get your virtue signaling ass on somewhere. Like, bro, and then look, I'm just gonna run off a lot of the dialogue that I hate so much. There was the one I just gave you an example of, and there was, oh my god, there was this gym. So there's this lady, basically a man hater, and she has a cult of man hating women. Basically, she calls them the Amazons. She gives them new Amazonian names, like one is named Thena. And honestly, to be real, this show is a trip. And honestly, I wanted to at least give this show the benefit of the doubt, but it's so terrible. So this is basically how the dialogue went down. "Oh, men ruin my life. Men are horrible. Men are bad." That's essentially her entire shtick. That's all she is. She has no development outside of hating anything with a Y chromosome. And she catches wind that there is one last man on Earth. And instead of thinking, maybe we can change the way men have been raised and born the entirety of human history and create a new, better world full of good men. Nope. Her plan is genocide. Her plan is literally just kill off the last man who could possibly save the entire human race. And yeah, it's sad, it's stupid, it's ridiculous, it makes no sense, and I genuinely do not understand why they decided to run with this. Like, of all plots to go with, you go with this one. Like my guy, why? Like, no joke, but genuinely why? They could have done something interesting with these characters. They could have done something interesting with the show. Instead, they make the show a feminist wet dream. Like, so much of the dialogue is so cringe and so stupid, and it's very hard to take it serious because they take it too serious. Like, even with the emotional moments, it was hard to, like, really feel for it. But there was one or two characters who I genuinely think had a couple brain cells. It was, and actually had a very poignant moment. It was the sitting vice president, and then there was this woman who was on a talk show, the body positive woman we talked about before, who had her fat meat hanging out. Yeah, so get this right, they had a moment because they were looking at all of the the victims of the dead of the incident or whatever they call it, and she said something that made me instantly have a little bit of hope for this show. She said, "It's almost like you're the only one that remembers what we lost." If you didn't know, she was a grieving mother who lost her sons and her husbands. And I'm like, dang, I almost feel for this. You know what? I'm not gonna lie. I felt for this character because she was the only character who had any semblance of sense. She was the only one who recognized the gravity of the situation and how bad it actually was. And she was the only one thinking for the human history. She was the only one thinking about the survival of human beings. She wasn't trying to be petty. She wasn't trying to be like, yeah, we're free. All of the men are gone. She even said another bit. She was like, oh, it's almost like this is what they wanted. And I'm like, yep. Sounds like a feminist wet dream. And I'm just like, you know what? Maybe I was too hard on this lady. Maybe I was too hard on this show. Maybe they'll win me back. And instead, it becomes like a mad dash to keep it a secret, at least in the White House or the Pentagon or whatever the hell they're located in, some government area. So basically, the Urich's mother, the president, Martha Kent, for fuck's sake. So Martha Kent, Urich's mom, essentially, she's trying to keep his existence secret, and I'm like, why? Like, no bullshit. Like, I'm like, why are you keeping this a secret? There was literally one man left, and then the lady I give a damn about, she actually called her out on her shit, like almost midway throughout the series, and I'm like, yeah, why ain't nobody saying this? Like, she's being selfish. She wants the survival of her son, but I'm like, bro, lady, we are all gonna die. Like, there's gonna be nobody left if he dies. And like, instead of trying to like find ways to like fix the problem, she just wants to keep her son hidden throughout the entirety of the show. And I'm like, bro, are you stupid? Like, are you really stupid? Who wrote this show? Like they're already updating it for the modern age. Like, there was a line about a white cis male, the homewrecker hero, as I like to call her, was saying this, and I'm like, you have no room to talk about nobody being shitty. You literally sleep with married men. Get out of here somewhere, bro. And it's just so stupid to me. Like, I want to like some of these characters, but I only like the Christian, who's made out to be the irate crazy one, which is weird because she was the only one talking with any type of compassion for, again, what they've lost, and more importantly, with a brain cell and masculine, strong, independent black woman, right? Who I am 100% sure is closeted, because, bro, she acts, walks, and talks like a man. Like, bro, she has a stronger jawline than me. I don't know if I mentioned this already. But yeah, man, to wrap up this video, honestly, the show was pretty bad, at least to me, because I know the show wasn't made for me. Obviously, it wasn't, given the updates from the comic. Yes, I know there's a comic out. It's not made for me, bro. So that's all I know about it. And to be fair, man, it's fine. There was a scene where there's a bunch of naked ladies, and I'm starting to feel kind of sus, because I ain't even bricked up. And let me explain. They got the most saggy titty women in the show to be visually unappealing, at least to me, bro. Like, I like my women to be at least symmetrical, dog. Like, man, I tell you what, bro. Anyway, that's the end of this video, man. I had to end it off with me being a menace. So yeah, man, I want this video to get out as soon as possible, man. So yeah, peace out.